Wax in the chat, Morena, and welcome back to Get Into Games New Zealand. I am still that guy's NJ, joined, of course, by the always affable Kahu Bennett Tapsal. Kahu, how are you this morning?
I am good. I am good. We've already got Quacks in chat and we've only just started, so it's going to be a good day.
Exactly. I could see Xenoaxis in the chat saying Awoos might be it, but Awoo is always quite a long drawn out thing. And it's maybe too close to Uwu. And we don't do Uwu in
We
here. We're
don't do
not e-girls.
uwis.
Yeah. Well, I'm not pretty enough to be an e-girl, so that's fine. But today we will be taking a hard look at people who work within the games industry here in Aotearoa. And we have a lot of studios in New Zealand and a lot of really top tier developers, but there's a shortage in that industry. So, stay tuned for our 11 a.m. session for more on that. But for our first session today, it's all about character design and who are some of your favorite and most memorable characters out there and why is going to be our first question. So in the chat, let us know who your favorite characters are. We'll start for you. As for myself, right now I'm probably thinking Nathan Drake from Uncharted. He's a lovable rogue. I've enjoyed his games, and I believe Nolan North did a fantastic performance as him in that franchise. What about yourself, Kahu?
My favorite character,
Mm-hmm.
AP Italy and ARAM. So for those who don't know what that is, it's basically this lady that turns into a cat, but she's got a javelin, and they just sting if you play it on League of Legends, ARAM. And on my Twitter, actually, I've got a photo of Nidalee, but she's been edited by a New Zealand artist called Sam Bossman to have, instead of a javelin, it's
Right.
a
Oh,
taiaha.
and you guys
There
can
you
see that.
go.
Yeah, there's a photo on the
How
screen,
cool is
an image.
that? So since this is all about character
Yeah,
design and drawing and creativity, I thought I'd
there we
include that.
go.
So this is my AP Nidalee.
So we have Sam J. Rain in the chat saying Sonic the Hedgehog, yes, very classic. We've got Pokemon Trainer Red from Kororareka School. Steve from Minecraft as Pirate Breed, of course. Steve is the default skin, and Alex is the other skin. That is the female Minecraft player. D. Chamby says Bloodhound from Apex Legends. Yes, a lot of people love Bloodhound. We also have Mario and Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption. I don't know if Red Dead Redemption should be playing at the stage level. That's fine. We'll deal with it. Mr. Joe Star with Genji. There you go. Kahu, an Overwatch character.
Genji.
Yeah, Chris Redfield from the Resident Evil series. Wolfie says, my own character. Well, I look forward to whatever that video game will be there, Wolfie. Sam J. Rain with the saga. And Doomslayer is buff and his shotgun looks really nice. Very true. Again, though, very gory games, but I guess maybe that's just the kind of field we deal with at the moment. I will include Levi from Attack on Titan only because Attack on Titan does have video games, but yeah, sure.
They're violent games, aren't they?
We have Lara Croft. Okay, there you go, adventurer. Of course, maybe Nathan Drake fits that same bill. Do we have anyone else? Doomsday was actually mentioned twice. I missed that there. So, of course, we were just asking you guys who your favorite characters were from video games and why they're your favorite character. Oh, we have Albedo from Genshin Impact. Yep, shout out to Dave over there. We get our Genshin reference today, so that's fantastic. Gogeta Blue from Dragon Ball Legends, awesome. Lara Croft was the OG. It's very, very true. I think if I was to choose another character as a favorite, it would probably be Cloud Strife. But I'd also chuck in Vincent, and so those characters are from Final Fantasy VII, mostly because they're both very emo. But the cool thing about Cloud is he has a giant. They're super emo code. Replay the game. Vincent is basically crying for Lucrezia the whole game, but it's fine. He has, his vampire powers. So, he also had somebody saying that is Captain Low NZ saying Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. I love that game. And yes, Kitty at Picky is very violent. There's a few violent games in there. And we have Streamwear saying it is my break time and I am sitting in class. Well, thank you for joining us, Streamwear. Appreciate it. And oh, there we go. We have the Valorant mention.
There you go,
Yep,
Valorant.
Killjoy from Valorant. So we have to say, why did we ask you guys who your favorite characters are? Your most memorable and why? And that's because today we are joined in studio for character design by an incredible artist right here from Rotorua, and that is Akoni Pakinga. And they are going to join us on stream right now once Blaze does the magical words. There we go, just like that. We have
You are on
transitioned.
screen.
Yeah,
Oh,
Akoni,
cool.
you are live. You are with us here now, brother. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, Akoni. How are you?
I am good, thank you. I'm really, really good. I
Awesome.
I've come in from super, super duper unexpected, but it's good. It's good. I,
Cool. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. Just real quick, what kind of artist are you?
that's a tough question. So I'm it's hard to explain, but I'm a bit of a jack of all trades.
Mm,
In terms of like the creative field, I dabble in a bit of everything really. From
mm.
like last night, I was working on storyboards.
Wow.
Today, I'm going to be doing some character design with you guys. Tomorrow, I might be doing a bit of video editing or
Mm.
stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm a bit of an all-arounder guy. 3D printing is another thing that I love. But
Oh
yeah, yeah,
wow.
yeah, yeah,
So I
yeah.
guess in many
Wow.
respects you're kind of this like multimedia artist.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've worked as a freelancer for the past
Mm,
like 10 years.
right.
Just picking up various jobs
Mm,
from character design,
mm,
concept art, like background
mm.
sometimes. Yeah, and now at the moment storyboards. So it's good.
I hear you're also a talented DJ.
Yeah, yeah, and that's another thing, music production, and
That's
yeah,
that
yeah,
falls under
yeah,
being an artist.
yeah. So I think for me, it's about creativity. Creativity is
Mm,
my drive. Like I don't really have a something that I slot into, but I do enjoy it.
yeah. We want to say a shout out to Wellsford School. Morena to you there, Wellsford School. Thank you for joining us. And what program is that Streamware is asking? We actually did some deliberation because we didn't know how to pronounce it. So it's either Krita, Krita, or Krita. But it is spelled Krita. You can download it for free. That's the reason we're using it this morning. We did give Akuni some time to actually try to learn how to use the tool. Um, I'm very similar to him in the fact that I've played around in Photoshop a lot myself, and I was also having trouble with some of the binds there, Akuni. So basically, the reason we have this kind of setup is we are going to draw something.
Yeah, we've got some
Um,
little drawing pads in front of us. I think you
yeah.
can maybe see mine here. So we've all got one.
So Kahu was feeling really brave because she suddenly had this, this moment where she thought she had an idea for what she's going to draw. So we're looking forward to it. And of course, during this time, please drop questions in the chat that you may have for Akuni. We do have our own to, of course, move the conversation forward. But we'll get into it and we'll get Kahu to start us off with the questions while we all get down to drawing here.
Kia ora. So while we are drawing, I'm just going to ask Akoni a few questions about his trade and his career. So how long have you been drawing?
Uh, like maybe professionally, yeah, like 10 years. But ever since I was little, I think it all started from like just a tracing drawing I did of the Tasmanian Devil, Looney Tunes. Yeah, yeah, like in here at Rotorua Primary. That's where it was like. That's where it all like kind of kicked off for me. But yeah,
So
about
that's
10.
funny because I read on an article that your art is like cartoon style that was influenced by your childhood watching Sunday morning TV. And I find that really interesting because it's like you really can draw inspiration from anything, from anywhere, you know. If it interests you, then it can inspire you.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a. This is why I kind of love it, is because you can like you take elements from everything and fuse them together, and then bam, you got a character. So yeah, it's awesome.
I just have to point out to stream right now, we are focused on my screen at the moment, so
Yours is good. I don't
no
even want to
stress.
play this game. I've got a professional on this side. Yours is looking good.
Okay, but you might be able to take Sage and Reigns. They're saying draw Sonic, so you could probably just draw what is affectionately now known as Ugly Sonic. You could draw Ugly Sonic if you want. So Who's that Pokemon? I guess we'll find out. What else is there? Don't mind me asking what app. If you missed it early, the kitty at Picky. It is Krita, Krita. I think digital natives will drop the URL in the chat, and so just keep an eye out for that. Now, what for you, Akoni, makes a good character? What does that look like?
I think there's lots of like today. I think it's originality. Like it's real hard to come across anything that's kind of original now. But that doesn't mean like it's not there. I know a lot of like in industry artists say that originality is not really a thing anymore. It's just remixes of remixes. So you're taking things that already exist and then fusing them into something else to make something new. But that in itself is something brand new. So originality.
Original ideas and thoughts.
Yeah.
So with, like you were saying, with a world that's so full of so many different creative layers, do you think that's the reason why we're kind of seeing this upheaval and this really big drive for cultures that weren't necessarily ignored but they were made into the minority? Is that why we're seeing this big rush from them saying, tell our stories, get us in front of people, share this culture with everyone else? And we're starting to see those kind of features come through where we look at like Asian features starting to get like their time in the limelight. Do you think maybe someone like Taika might be able to finally tell, that big commercial Maori tale? We might see the tale of Maui. Like that's personally, I'd love to see that on screen. Is that something you think will happen because of where we're at with creative ideas?
I think so. I think in time, definitely. What's it called? Indigenous kind of films are on the rise because I think big companies like Disney and them they're running out of ideas. Like so, I think now is the perfect time to start pushing yourself to become a better artist, better director, in order to push like our culture. Yeah,
Tell our stories.
definitely.
What else have we got in the chat there? Okay, so we finally have the links to the app we're using at the moment, folks, if you want to check that out. Best Sonic drawing ever. There you go, Kay.
Well, someone wanted Sonic, so
It's brilliant.
one thing that I really love about art. So there's been times where I've just like scrolled through art subreddits and stuff. Like one thing I really like is a portrayal of like emotions. And I saw that after the horrific Christchurch terrorist attack, you made a nice little piece of art to help support them. So I'm looking at it now, and it's basically just. Do you want to describe it actually?
Yes, so it's a waharua with I think it might be an Arabic man standing in the middle with our Maori koromatsu, our ancestors standing over him and kind of guiding them. So that was I guess that was the idea behind that. I think because on the day, because I was distraught. So
Yeah, I think we all were.
yeah, so I think that that's what I could do. Like I'm an artist, so
Well, do you feel like that was your way of like expressing your
yeah,
grief and your mumai for them, and
yeah.
it also like for you it represented like the tautoko and the togetherness,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah,
there's a lot you
definitely.
can do with that,
Yeah.
Are
Yeah.
you working on any big projects at the moment, or have
Um,
the intentions of something coming up?
definitely have the intentions. I am working on a few minor projects, not so big, but definitely pushing towards the like. Or I'm working at the moment. I'm working on some waiata for kids.
Oh,
Just working on storyboards for an animatic, putting it together to help. Oh, I forgot the company. Sorry, but they're like I'm helping some Pacific Island company just produce shorts for kids, basically, just for songs. But yeah,
how did you like get into art? How did you make it a job? Do you know what I mean? Like, was it just straight out of school, and did you work with art straight away, or was it kind of like a passion until eventually it was like big enough? Like,
yeah, so from straight away from studying, basically I came back to Rotorua. So I studied in Auckland for 3 years, came back to Rotorua, and then helped establish our animation college here. So
oh wow,
yeah, so it was me and this other guy, Nigel Ward. We kind of kicked off the school here, and I was over the moon because I'm a kid from Rotorua.
yeah.
But we got that kicked off, and from there, I just started getting a bunch of freelance work. So from character design, storyboarding, illustration, animation, yeah, multiple things. But I think it kind of just stemmed from that. After getting my diploma. So yeah.
What did you study?
I think it's long gone now, but it was the diploma in applied animation and diploma in digital media, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. No, it's so cool to have a local artist. We are live from the DNA studios in Rotorua right now, so you didn't have to travel too far to come see us, did you?
No, not at all.
Somebody in the chat has said, "What the heck is wrong with that Sonic?"
Oh,
We were drawing ugly Sonic. Come on. Yes, it is Sonic. It is Sonic. It's not Sonic. So I just love that they're so blatant about it, Co. What the heck is wrong with that Sonic? So.
Okay, next question. Are you hiring? Because, I mean, once you see my piece.
Oh man, I think it's a matter of people hiring me, but like I usually just make this when I'm a freelancer, but nah, I'd hire you.
Ko's just trying to already steal some of your work away. All right.
Do you have any advice for kids who are just really interested in art, but they just don't know how to kind of further themselves outside of school?
Go to like Toiomai, go to places like UB College, and places like DNA here. Yeah, especially I think it's good. If you're, I think friends help. So being in the right sort of mindset and having people who have similar interests to you. Say if you want to push towards character design and you happen to go to school and you meet your friends there and you're like they like character design as well. Well, you've got to like that's where magic happens. Is your friends? You start pushing each other and getting further and further. The other thing is just keep drawing.
Do you have any like software, or do you know somewhere where the students can start? Like, is there a good like online software? Maybe it's free or.
So this is what I've been talking to my students for a while about. So I think industry standard is typical like the Adobe Suite, Photoshop, Illustrator, After Effects, Animate, Premiere, all that sort of thing. But now, talking to a few of my buddies who are working for studios, they're using things like Procreate, which is a one-off buy, but also free software like this Critter. Even if you're looking into getting into 3D, there's Blender, which is completely free. So there's a ton of options, and they all do the same thing. They all produce like similar results. So
Yeah.
it's not too much of a difference nowadays.
And there'll be lots of resources at school as well.
Yeah, definitely.
How are you guys going with your drawings?
Pretty all right.
Don't ask me.
Not
I
too
need-
flash.
I need something to draw. Who's someone in the what's it called it now? Comment section. Give me someone to draw.
Yep. Someone come up with something that he can draw.
And I'll slowly bumble around to try and figure out how to use this.
It's all Pokemon coming through. So your options are you have Charmander, Ponyta, a potato, Goku,
Potato.
a manga. We've already got a potato.
Oh, have we got a Mogus in there?
Oh,
sheesh.
I kind of want to do a potato, but a cool potato.
Yeah.
I'll see if I can.
this will be a real test of your skill as an artist. If you can like make a awesome potato.
Yeah.
All right, give me a theme with that potato. Like I don't know, a genre. Like like a type thing,
Horror.
like a pirate, a horror
Horror
potato.
A horror potato.
Okay, sounds good. Okay, so
I don't know what else to contribute to mine. That's right. We can just watch you make yours.
hang on, change my.
As you guys might have noticed, I'm quite focused on mine, so I'm just gonna stick with it.
Hang on, how do I make stuff it? We'll just go with it. Bear in mind, guys, I am super duper. Like, this is my very first time using this software, so might look a bit, but that's okay.
Oh, actually,
It's like a kumara.
Oh, it is a kumara.
The Maori potato.
Oh wow! A mogus potato, hilarious. You could probably do Among Us.
There
Do
we
you
go.
remember Among Us code?
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
I have room next to my Sonic? I just signed my Sonic.
You could just turn a layer off. We'll make a new one.
I'll put him. I know what I'll do. Yeah, they really want Among Us. So I can draw. I can draw an Among Us. I feel like that is something within my level, to be honest.
I think so, yeah.
Well,
Have you actually? Oh, she has searched it up, folks. So she knows what she's dealing with here. We
okay, I'll
want
make a
eggnog.
sus Among Us.
Sussy Baka.
Um,
Oh, why does that keep disappearing? I keep hitting the eraser button.
When potatoes get old, they get those. They grow the little purple.
oh, that's pretty
sprout thing.
horror-like.
Yeah.
A little, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Do you want to just describe to us like what you're doing, like what paintbrush you're using, and how do you?
So I slowly been figuring it. Can they see my cursor?
Yeah,
Oh,
you're on screen now.
Cool. So the brush I found is this thingy right here that I really like the texture of, because it gives that scratchy sort of
Yeah.
sketchy look. So I'm kind of just winging it with that at the moment. I might, if I can figure out how to use these layers and actually how to move things around. Because I can't figure that out at the moment. I might be able to do a few more things, but we'll see. I'm doing okay. I'm okay.
Now, while you're doing that, is there a place online where people can check out your art or follow you?
Yep. So I think it's just my Instagram. It's digital eighth wonder or eighth wonder NZ. I think you can. That's my handle thingy.
No.
If there's like a plug, am I plugging my my Instagram?
Yeah,
totally
do
can.
it.
Mods, if we can get a link to that in the chat, that'll be very kind. Thank you.
Okay.
Now, I was going to try to find time to draw an Amogus also, but I can see we are running out of time with this awesome interview with Akoni Pakinga. If you guys missed that at the start, we are using the application Creator. The link for that is also in the chat. And of course, Kahu is the star because she's somehow managing to draw two different things while Akoni catches up with his potato. And I've just been concentrating on Pikachu the whole time. So, it is what it is.
Sus.
Thus.
Right. It's not the right yellow. So can you also just let us know how art and drawing, how that kind of ties in with video games and digital technology?
So in order to build like a fully rigged, fully fleshed out, playable character in video games, you need the initial concepts. You need the ideas. So that's why concept artists is a thing. But basically, they'll come and do what's called a bit of iterative design, which means just many variations of one thing. And they'll just get the idea from a client, or they'll get the brief. So, say the client might want, I want a character that looks like Tane Mahuta, but has wings and a cool hat. So then, yeah, it's up to the content artist to go away and then draw that and do a few different versions of that. And in the end, that kind of gets fleshed out to the point where they're like, "Yep, I'm happy with this character. Let's throw it through to our 3D artist, and they'll remodel it in 3D and then rig it, animate it." Yeah, like there's a big quite a big pipeline thingy that goes on.
Your guys like you, what? How? How are you
Never used
doing
this app
that?
before. This is the first time I'm using it.
That's insane. That's so cool. But we are running pretty close to our 10:30 cutoff, so I wonder if we let you continue and then we show your final product in the next session, and then it's like next time on
Dragon Ball Z.
on the next episode.
Yeah. But you know, we'll try to get that up somewhere so you guys can actually have a look at that, because of course we're starting to see it come together really incredibly right now, and it is
Wow,
very much
yeah,
a horrific potato.
it's a horror potato.
Yeah, it's actually it kind of draws you in. But yeah.
Well, what we might do is we
Oh.
might let Akoni carry that on, and we
Mhm.
will show you the final end drawing in the next session,
Yeah.
because we're running a bit close to 10:30 at the moment.
But we do have a student video that we quickly want to show. We'll just let Akoni keep doing that. And Blaze, if you can show us just a student video where we ask them what subjects they thought they might need for a career in digital technology, and let's see what they had to say.
A lot of high school introduce new subjects, like there's game design and there's IT stuff.
Math, definitely, possibly science as well, and schools sometimes do digital technology.
Probably digital technology, maybe coding, obviously esports if it's an option.
I think you'd need like IT skills, like learning how to properly use a device or electronics and stuff.
Got coding skills, IT skills, software skills. There's a whole variety of different things that you need.
Coding, probably graphics as well.
Probably like statistics, maths.
Probably maybe English, maths of some kind.
Probably science, like maths.
English class, for storytelling.
Probably computer engineering and science would be good to have, as well as mathematics and English. But coding would probably be the biggest factor in doing computer stuff.
You could go into programming, 3D design, and anything to do with electronics and computer to get into the gaming industry, to actually start making games or something like that.
Right now I'm currently trying to get in architecture, so basically graphics, graphic designing, software designing helps a lot in that career path. So
probably good coding with Python and JavaScript, and just an overall mind ready to learn.
Well, I don't reckon there's that much skills you really need to start getting into like gaming and stuff. All you gotta do is you have a code, believe you can do it, and then boom, you can do it.
So that's a lot of really great feedback from all those students, and as you guys could have seen, they had a ton of different ideas for what they might need to get into games. The thing is with games, and if you guys picked up on it yesterday, is not necessarily the thing you start off with will be the thing that gets you into games, but it is good to cover a lot of different territories. I see Captain Slow NZ2 in the chat says science. Why? Honestly, I'm not too sure. They may be getting that crossover with computer science, which is very different to, you know, our typical science that involves the likes of chemistry chemistry and biology, and those kinds of things wouldn't play around with it. But there was a lot of really great stuff around coding, computer engineering, and things like that, which would tie into that kind of field that the games industry would look into. What we're hoping to do with all these different classes and different kind of interviews that we will have with people in the industry is kind of helping point out that, you know, there's a ton of different things you can be doing to get yourself into games. So we do hope you guys pick up something from that. What about you, Kahu? Was there anything you might have picked up there that you thought those kids shared that would be a great way to get into games?
I thought that the comment about just having a positive attitude and you know, passion for it, like that's it. That's what you need. That's all.
Yep.
That's all you need to start, really. We are at 10:30, so we are going to have our break before we come back at 11 for our second session. Before we do you want to just maybe scan over one more time on our work of art?
Yeah, Blaze, if you could take us through the different works of art, and let's each talk to our different pieces of art.
Okay, yeah, we'll quickly describe it.
No, a quick description of it. Oh, you're up first, Kahu.
So this one here is I like to call it abstract art.
Nice.
But I've got really detailed with like, so this here is a bit of smoke because he's running so fast.
It's speed.
Yeah. So
and then an Among Us character just in the background.
Yep.
Because Sonic is sus.
What mine represents is modern day society, because this is what they asked in chat and this is what they got.
We live in a society, folks. There you guys have it. If we could get some pug in the chat for Kahu's piece. I myself, I don't know. I blame Blaze, of course, over in production. He said Pokemon, and I just thought of Pikachu. And I was just playing around a lot with the brush presets. I got that amazing background going on. So it actually represented a lot of motion. So I'm happy because it actually looks like Pikachu is doing a lot. And then I just wanted to chuck in some word art at the bottom so you guys knew it was Pika putting that chat energy. So there you go.
I didn't know it was Pikachu actually until you wrote that. So thank you for writing Pika.
There you go. But of course we are going to cross over to the Harakumura. Akoni, if you could take us through it.
Yeah. So this is my Harakumura. This I took the concept from one of our lovely people in the chat.
Wow.
And I guess I fleshed it out a bit with three eyes, a bit of a face going in it. I tried to add the little the purpley bits that you get.
Yeah. Been in the pantry a bit too long.
Yeah. That is incredible. I like Bob Slayer in the chat has said new Plant versus Zombies plant revealed. That'll be too strong. So that is brilliant. Akoni, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for that Harakumura. That is.
I'm gonna see it in my sleep tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna see the Sonic in my sleep tonight.
Thank you guys so much for joining us for this first session of day 2 of Get Into Games. We will be back at 11 a.m. with culture and game development. So I hope you guys join us back here at 11. Until then, ka kite.